Hey guys, it's Brandon from Ruby Red Farm. So today we're going to be making a poor man tonneau cover. Come along, check it out. So I've got a half-baked idea in my head, so I'm going to be trying to figure this out as we go. In essence, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a tonneau cover to fit my long bed 2007 GMC Sierra 2500. Goal being, well, I don't want to spend couple $300 on a tonneau cover. And the only purpose for this tonneau cover is so that I can haul chickens back and forth when we're having them processed if we don't do them here on the farm. Last year I'd come up with a couple C-clamps and a tarp and it worked out okay. I had one instance where the tarp cut loose and was flapping in a breeze, which was not a good thing. Another instance where my tailgate fell down, which was not good. Especially when you got 50 to 100 chickens in the back of the truck. My tools for today, I'm going to be using my miter saw. You can use a circular saw, screwdriver, handful of Torx bits. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, a tarp. Tarp I'm using is another one of those canvas tarps from Harbor Freight. Hoping that works out fairly well. It's about the size of my bed, my truck bed, so it should work out about perfect. Some ratchet straps, and I think that's about it. All right, here we go. So this build was done predominantly with 2x2s and 2x4s. One thing I will recommend, I kind of was flying by the seat of my pants here on this one. You usually will want to go into a project similar to this with at least a hand sketch. This was all just working through in my head. So yeah, it worked out, but it took a minute to get there. So flying by the seat of your pants kind of has some downsides, such as the old adage of measure twice and cut once. Yeah, that didn't necessarily pertain in this project. So, oops, lesson learned there. By no means is what I'm doing here you should do it this way type of a project. This is just how I did it. I'm sure there's probably a million other ways to do this. It's just a cheap idea that I had in my head. It worked out okay. As far as my crossbar, my hinge point, which is what I'm putting in there, I put it about a third of the way from the cab of the truck. The reason for this is I can pull the other 2/3 of it up onto the truck so that I can get in there and snatch chicken out. That was a good mess up. Yep, forgot to account for material thickness. Again, it helps to have some type of a hand sketch or drawing or something. But when you fly by the seat of your pants, it's what happens. So this project isn't overly difficult. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it about a 5. As long as you know how to use simple hand tools, it goes pretty smooth. If you have a second set of hands, it goes a whole lot better as well. This one I was pretty much doing by myself, which it was challenging. There were moments where if I had a second set of hands, I could have propped something up with that person and it just would have been easier. Not the end of the world. Gotta live with what you got sometimes.
So again, this canvas is a super simple, super cheap canvas tarp from Harbor Freight. I want to say it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 bucks. Essentially what I did was I used some large fender washers and a couple of button head screws to attach it. I start in the middle and kind of work my way out so I can knock out some of the wrinkles as I go. You'll see the finished product. There's still some wrinkles in it. Again, for what it's going to be used for, it's okay. Back to the if you had two people, this would be a whole lot easier. This is one of those instances.
So check this out. This is my poor man's tonneau cover. It is a cheap canvas, 1x frame, and a couple ratchet straps. This is not going to be on my truck permanently. This is more of a when we need to haul chickens. But let me show off some of the features here. So it opens up. It's nice and clean inside. Makes it nice and a nice little space to haul chickens in. Beats getting dog kennels out. You've now seen our poor man's tonneau cover. It is a $25 Harbor Freight canvas tarp, about $12 in ratchet straps on it. We'll say $15 to $20 worth of lumber in it and hardware. So all together, we'll call it $75 just to be fair. I've got a tonneau cover. That beats the heck out of paying for, and a couple hours labor, beats the heck out of paying for a $300 to $1,200 or higher tonneau cover, which ultimately I do want one, like an aluminum top tonneau cover, but that's quite a few years down the road, and we got to sell a lot more chicken before we can do that. So opens up. Here they are. I need to get moving, or they're gonna get too hot. Time to go. That's not open. So with a little bit of elbow grease, you know, this was a pretty interesting little build. Pretty simple, pretty cheap, a lot cheaper than going and buying it online. Why do that when you can make it yourself? Hope you enjoyed the build. Again, this is Brandon from Ruby Red Farm. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and check us out next time. Thanks.